Hello and welcome to Eastern Horizon. This is Malik Ayub Sumbul, and as we know that the United States action towards Venezuela is becoming the international headlines, and we saw that there is widely condemned this incident. The United States continuously trying to legalize and trying to make an impression of this action in terms of its legal circumstances. So, to discuss this, I have joined by Dr. Sergio Rodríguez Gelfstein. He is the former director of the International Relations for Venezuela and former ambassador of Venezuela to Nicaragua. Thank you very much, Dr. Rodriguez, for joining me.
Buenos días, muchas gracias por la invitación.
Good morning. It's very nice to meet you, and I'm ready here to help you to understand everything about Venezuela.
So my question is this: that how you see that this action of United States, because this is not a normal strike, because in the international media, the word used for this incident is the kidnapping and the abduction of the Venezuela president. How you would like to comment on this in terms of its legal status and the proper word that we can use for such kind of the incident in which a president has been kidnapped and taken away from Venezuela?
Bueno, efectivamente no cabe ninguna duda que estos ataques contra Venezuela
I believe there's no doubt that these attacks against Venezuela lack any legal basis whatsoever. Hence, their rejection and condemnation by the world. Following our president's abdication, our government continues to ensure the normal functioning of both the administration and the nation. And over these past days, these 3 days, we have been striving to maintain the equilibrium or the basic operation of the state institutions, the rule of law, and other structures in the wake of the president's abduction.
Cuando tú dices que lo que se está
I also believe that when you mention, for example, the law of the jungle or the other laws, the law of jungle or other actions that go against the international law, I consider there's a grave matter, a peril threatening not only Venezuela but all humanity of the world, because international law and the United Nations have become defunct. The Security Council is no longer functioning, and the United States acts unilaterally. The attacks on over 700 women and 600 children in Palestine, the assaults in Haiti, and the aggression against Ukraine are all examples of this violation of international law. All these incidents demonstrate that international law has been utterly disregarded. I believe that we must review the international order, for as long as the United States continues to act in this manner, there is no meaning to whatsoever.
The political stability in Venezuela. How you think that with such kind of the military actions, Venezuela, the political and the economic aspect of the Venezuela could have restored under the new interim setup, or the currently the vice president who is taking the country, and what is the political future of the country?
la función normal del país ya se está restableciendo.
The first thing is that the nation, when talking about the national stability, the nation has been restoring stability since the very afternoon of the 3rd of January. Aviation and ground transport are resuming, with some airlines or routes still operating, and the paramount priority is ensuring the normal functioning of government and state institutions. We have enacted an emergency decree, and our national courts, defense council, and cabinet are operating normally. And yesterday, you saw the election of the new parliament of the 2026 to 2030 term, guaranteeing national stability. But when it comes to economic stability, however, it's a far more complex issue, as over 1,000 sanctions target our country, effectively imposing an economic blockade towards our country. And consequently, Venezuela's economic maneuver room or operation space is very limited, and our fiscal space is also constrained, and the exchange rate is restricted. So no other nation central bank now want to work with us or cooperate with Venezuela, which compounds our difficulties. And this situation appears unlikely to improve in the short term. I believe this hinges on an adjustment or adjustments to U.S. domestic policy. I consider shifts within the United States crucial, particularly as they hold midterm elections this year. So this event, the United States against Venezuela, represents a grave error committed by Mr. Trump.
The United States has used the blatant power
Yes.
against Venezuela, and even the White House tried to justify this power that ultimately the powers that run the country or run the world. So, which kind of the precedent the United States is going to set in the world that whoever have power, they can invade or kidnap any president or any country. So, do you think that how much dangerous this precedent is that is going to undermine the international law, that is going to sabotage the United Nations? How you would like to comment on this?
Yo he estado escribiendo y he estado argumentando
I think it's a very important and also very interesting question. I have consistently been writing and saying or stating that the Trump administration is a Nazi regime, akin to Hitler and Mussolini. For the past 2 centuries, the American government has consistently pursued such policies. For example, the assassinations, arrests, attacks, abductions, and ambushes. Yet these reflect deeper, more grave issues. First of all, American hegemony, bullying other nations and ethnic groups, a stance rooted in racism. And secondly, the belief that expansion is necessary if their own territory proves insufficient, then they will expand into others. And thirdly, the trampling of human rights, the destruction of other nations, and the imposition of dictatorship. And firstly, it fosters leaders who seek to concentrate all power in their own hands, thus destroying the nation in the process. And yet, I'm surprised or astonished that many nations, having recognized the dangers of Nazism during the Second World War, now collaborate with the United States as it attacks other countries worldwide. I believe this stems from ideological blindness, and we ought to be far more vigilant and far more alert of that situation.
My final question, that the US has framed and put the charges of the narco terrorism against Nicolas Maduro. And it seemed that this is something new strategy of the United States regarding its national security. So, do you think that the trial that is going to take place now in the New York, do you think that this trial in United States can be free and fair? And do you think that Venezuela government can move towards the International Criminal Court against this kind of abduction and kidnapping?
Otra muy buena pregunta. Solamente
It's another excellent point or excellent question. 2 days ago, our President Maduro, who remains our constitutionally recognized head of state until the present moment, is a crucial legal distinction, being as a president, as international grants immunity to a nation's president. He or any president cannot be tried by another country, but only by the International Criminal Court in the Hague. And this is a significant legal matter. And the United States stubbornly insists Maduro controls the drugs trade, yet there's no evidence to support this. And the United States is also striving to shape public opinion. And we know that more than 70% of the Americans now support this trial. And we understand the New York trial will be protracted due to the complexity of legal and judicial mechanisms, but we have engaged the finest or the best American legal counselor, the lawyers, to help us to go against the trials in the United States in New York.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Sergio Rodríguez Gelfenstein, former Director of International Relations for Venezuela and former Ambassador of Venezuela to Nicaragua. I really appreciate for your insight and for your time for this interview.